Hello viewers, good morning one and all. Welcome to my session. I am going to talk about a definition of a gentleman, an essay by John Henry Newman. A definition of a gentleman by John Henry Newman is an educative essay which deals with about gentlemen. We have many notions and senses about being a gentleman. John Henry Newman defines gentleman afresh. In other words, he gives a new definition to a gentleman. But before I talk about the essay, a definition of a gentleman, let me introduce the author, his life and works first. J. H. Newman in full. John Henry Newman was a great British poet, essayist, and thinker. Once John Henry Newman wrote, I was in deathbed as regards my membership with the Anglican Church. John Henry Newman was first priest of Anglican Church or Church of England. Later, he became a priest of the Catholic Church. John Henry was born on 21st February 1801 in London, United Kingdom. He died on 11th August 1890 at Edgbaston, Birmingham, United Kingdom or England. Newman got education at Trinity College, University of Oxford, London, England. He founded Catholic University of Ireland. He was a great English theologian and poet. He was a very important and controversial figure in the religious history of England. He had influences of Oscar Wilde, Matthew Arnold, G.H. Douglas, G.M. Hopkins, and others. John Henry Newman authored an autobiography titled Apologia Pro Vita Sua in 1865-66. Grammar of Accent in 1870. The Dream of Gerontius in 1865. He composed popular hymns titled Lead Kindly Light and many other books. Thus, John Henry Newman was a great author and theologian of England. Now, let me talk about the present essay, a definition of a gentleman. This is a very instructive, educative, and inspiring essay. A dictionary may give us the meaning of a word, but there are many points regarding the conception of a word which dictionary cannot explain. The present short essay has an attempt of J.H. Newman to supplement the meaning of gentleman. The dictionary meaning that a gentleman is a man of good birth, high social standing, or a man of refined manners, or a man of good feelings, instincts, and so on so forth. Newman, who is the leader of the Oxford movement in England, gives a new emotional interpretation to religion and gentlemen. In his essay, it is clear that Newman attaches importance to such psychological characteristics of a gentleman that requires of his not mere social grace, but a conduct modeled on basic religious principles. To say it more clearly, Newman's conception of gentleman is the image of a man conforming to the highest ideals of Christianity that is reflected in the very beginning of the essay. It is almost a definition of a gentleman to say he is one who never inflicts pain. There is such a genuine concern for the feeling of others in this conception of a gentleman that such a person must be product of long religious training and education. Only then he can so adjust his behavior as not to cause slightest pain to others. Such a person will naturally be free from egotism, which makes man selfish and motives and affected in manners. A selfish person can never show concern for the feelings of others. He is found to cultivate such mannerism as to attract the notice of others and impress them with his superiority. It is also clear that by giving detail of such a high ideal of gentleman, Newman wishes to question the conduct of such highly placed person who, though of noble birth, are arrogant, self-centered, aggressive and selfish. When they are in company, their intention is to draw all attention to themselves and to give airs of importance to themselves. But according to Newman, a gentleman never shows indifference to others. He is a patient and tolerant person, helpful, kind, sympathetic. He has philosophical understanding of pain and sufferings of others. Now, with such a high spiritual level of understanding, no meanness can creep into his conduct, nor can be ever be unjust to anyone. Newman conducts that inwardly such a person may not care for religion, but he is a disciple of Christianity itself. Thus, the learned author corrects the perspective by declaring that true observance of religion does not consist in long-winded speeches or in concern for ceremony, but in placidity of mind and in a feeling of kindness, compassion, sympathy and mercy. I think you must have grasped the summary, the sum and substance of the essay, A Definition of a Gentleman by John Henry Newman. Thanks.